The San Antonio Police Department asking you to be on the lookout for this teenager, Ryan Wesley Wren Jr. He was last seen in the 5800 block of Shadow Glen on the northwest side.
He's wearing a blue Nirvana t-shirt, black basketball shorts, and gray running shoes. Ryan is 16 years old and has a medical condition that requires a doctor's care. If you see him or you know where he might be, call SAPD at 210-207-7660. A monitor with the Texas Education Agency now being appointed to South San Independent School District.
Their role to, quote, oversee a resolution to deficiencies between the Board of Trustees and the superintendent. In other words, they aren't always communicating on important issues. This after a 2-year investigation found members of the board failed to collaborate with the superintendent and operated outside their authority by contacting district staff to discuss district business like discipline and changing board agendas. Board members also contacted vendors, consultants, and other education organizations on behalf of the district without the superintendent's knowledge. A TEA report says this resulted in a process which provided the superintendent insufficient opportunity to provide input. If the issues are not corrected while the monitor is in place, the TEA may conduct additional investigations, which could result in further sanctions.
Nearly 80 dogs and cats rescued today in what Animal Care Services calls one of its largest animal seizures in years. Those animals taken from a home on the city's south side where 3 people were living. Jesse DeGollado tells us San Antonio firefighters tipped off ACS when they found 3 cats last Friday suffering smoke inhalation in a small house.
Conditions inside the house on West Harding were so bad.
It's uninhabitable for a person to live in those conditions.
Much less 51 dogs and 28 cats, including puppies and kittens, many of them roaming free indoors and outdoors. The majority inside the house were in cages, living in their own waste. So much so, ACS says the floor was saturated with it.
Just very deplorable conditions, a large amount of roaches inside.
The stench, he says, was overwhelming. Despite wearing hazmat-type suits and respirators, ACS officers had to take continuous breaks just to get some fresh air. ACS says it had been trying to convince the owners to surrender the animals, but they weren't willing.
So when that happens, we can't leave those animals in those horrible conditions, so we had to intervene with a warrant.
A hearing will decide whether the owners can keep the animals. Until then, ACS will check each one of them for any health problems. Although they had food and water, they say it's still possible the owners could face animal cruelty charges. Jesse DeGollado, KSAT 12 News.
It is known as the heartbeat bill because it blocks abortions in Texas once a fetal heartbeat is detected. And today it went into effect after the U.S. Supreme Court did not act on calls from abortion rights activists to block it. As Karen Kafa explains the inaction, raising questions about other state laws and the future of Roe versus Wade.
With the U.S. Supreme Court not stepping in to stop it, one of the nation's most restrictive abortion laws took effect in Texas at midnight Wednesday. Absent further intervention by the court, the law bans Texas abortions after about 6 weeks, once a fetal heartbeat can be detected and before many women even know they're pregnant.
Our Creator endowed us with the right to life.
Republican Governor Greg Abbott signed the law in May. There are no exceptions for rape or incest, only some considerations for medical emergencies. It allows private citizens to file civil suits against anyone who assists a person who receives abortion services in violation of the ban. That can include providers, but also someone who simply drives a patient to an abortion clinic. Successful plaintiffs are entitled to a minimum $10,000 in damages. Planned Parenthood is among abortion providers engaged in the court battle against the law.
Empowering any citizen in any state to bring essentially a bounty onto anyone who is supporting someone trying to get an abortion in Texas is really what is just so draconian.
In a statement, President Biden called the law extreme and a blatant violation of Roe versus Wade. The landmark 1973 Supreme Court decision that legalized abortion nationwide will face a challenge next term. The conservative majority court will hear arguments around a Mississippi law that bans abortions after 15 weeks. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Meantime, Texans no longer have to wait until 12 to buy a 12-pack on Sundays. A new law going into effect today allowing for beer and wine sales to start at 10 a.m. on Sundays instead of noontime. The head of the Association of Convenience Store Retailers says those extra 2 hours could have a sizable effect.
It will help to boom a little bit of the business because we selling other stuff. The customers come, they buy their cigarettes and beers. And average convenience store business on the alcoholic is 35 to 40%. So we are expecting it might go up 5% more.
You can hear more about what other Texans think of the idea coming up tonight at 6.
And there were hundreds of new laws passed this legislative session. House Bill 1927 allows Texans over the age of 21 to carry a handgun without a license. House Bill 1535 will grant hundreds of thousands of additional Texans access to low THC cannabis. You can read more about 9 of those laws that are now in effect right now at KSAT.com. With a ban on homeless encampments across the state, this week's KSAT Explains episode dives into the debate on how to compassionately handle homelessness and homeless encampments. We take a look at the city's existing policy and hear from people experiencing homelessness and those who are working to change that every single day. You can watch KSAT Explains the debate over homeless encampments right now on KSAT.com or on the KSAT TV app, available any way you stream. And tonight at 6, we're going to meet a man from Zimbabwe who's been living life on the streets of San Antonio after his pursuit of higher education in the U.S. took a drastic turn. We're going to talk with a woman who has devoted years to connect with him and says he has simply fallen through the cracks. The breakthrough in her mission to get him home. Tonight at 6.
It is now September and it is Hunger Action Month. So to start off the month, we hosted a KSAT community town hall on food insecurity in Bexar County. One of the panelists on today's town hall was Keisha Williams. She's a San Antonio single mother with 2 young children who used the San Antonio Food Bank services while getting her degree in marketing. Williams says the food bank not only helped her future, but her children's future as well.
It's been awesome, for myself, being able to transition out of that and securing that generational wealth and health, making sure that my children have healthy meals, but also, setting themselves up for success.
If you missed any part of today's town hall, you can catch it right now on KSAT.com or on our KSAT streaming app.
September 20th, that is when the White House plans to begin deploying booster shots if federal regulators give the okay. Last week, more than 6 million doses administered, according to the CDC. That is the most shots since early July. Still, with no vaccine authorized for children younger than 12, officials are urging schools to follow CDC safety guidelines to avoid spreading the virus.
We are seeing schools that are not following these guidance, specifically not masking, not having lower rates of vaccination. Most importantly, parents can protect their children by getting vaccinated themselves.
In Waco, 2 teachers in the Conley School District died from COVID-19 in the first week of school. The district has temporarily closed in-person learning. The assistant superintendent says while masks are encouraged in the district, they are still a personal choice.
Hard to believe, but there's still more than 1 million homes and businesses that do not have power in Louisiana and Mississippi in the wake of Hurricane Ida.
At least 7 people have died. The storm now causing flash flooding and the threat of tornadoes as it moves northeast. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze tracking the damage.
Days after touching down as a Category 4 hurricane in Louisiana, Ida is still wreaking havoc, bringing dangerous flooding and tornado threats to the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. In Pennsylvania, students rescued after a school bus got stuck in high water. In Maryland, at least 1 person died after being caught in severe floods.
The water here is substantial. It's 6-7 feet deep outside.
At the storm's original epicenter in Louisiana, many are growing desperate. 4 days without power, running water, or air conditioning in the sweltering heat.
This fuel truck just showed up at this station. People have been waiting here for hours, some even overnight. It is a welcome relief.
I'm going to go make sure all my neighbors make sure they got gas for generators. Everybody can get at least that air conditioning, refrigerators running.
The first lights coming back on in New Orleans, but it could still be weeks before power is fully restored. Amid the devastation and destruction, Louisiana residents are now embarking on the long road to rebuild their homes and communities.
Hope and pray. But I mean, I guess we're going to have to live a little bit on our savings. They plead it.
The White House announced President Biden will be coming here to Louisiana on Friday. He is set to meet with state and local leaders in New Orleans and to visit the communities impacted by the storm. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Slidell, Louisiana.
In quiet weather here in our neck of the woods, we have a few showers popping up closer to the Gulf coastline. That's far southeast of San Antonio, of course. I mean, we had a little bit in Lavaca County earlier, but really not much. Closer to Highway 59 is that action. So by and large, we're looking dry across our area with just patchy fair weather clouds rolling overhead. Del Rio, Warren's Backyard 101, Lakey 95, 97 in Floresville, Leon Springs 93 for the most part, well into the 90s, even Canyon Lake at 95. I'll be back with our preliminary climate summary for the day, see how hot we got, when we could hit 100 in the forecast, and our average first 100-degree day coming up.
Thank you, Adam. We want to go back to those laws taking effect in Texas today. One of them includes new penalties for drivers who injure pedestrians in a crash.
Our Samuel King joins us now. And Samuel, this comes as pedestrian injuries and deaths apparently are on the increase in Texas.
Yeah, that's right, Steve and Ursula. They were 9% higher statewide in 2020 than in 2019. And in San Antonio, the trend has shown an increase this year as well. So this new law, Senate Bill 1055, allows drivers to be charged with a Class A misdemeanor if they cause bodily harm to a pedestrian and be found guilty of a state jail felony if a pedestrian is seriously injured. Before today, drivers could only be criminally charged if a pedestrian was killed in a crash, criminally negligent homicide. Coming up at 6, more on that law and other efforts to improve pedestrian safety in San Antonio and across the state of Texas. In traffic this evening, really quickly, let's take a look here. This is I-35 at St. Mary's. We have a crash here southbound on 35 that is causing some traffic delays, so watch out for that this evening. Again, 35 at Camden, St. Mary's area. Look out for that, and we'll keep an eye on things this evening, guys. Over to you.
Thanks, Samuel. From California to Nevada, wildfires are pushing people out of their homes, and they're becoming more troubling for the firefighters as well. We're going to take a look at the damage they've caused so far and what is to come next. We want to give you an update on the fires that are burning out west. Mandatory evacuation orders now spreading to parts of Nevada after they forced nearly 50,000 Californians to leave their homes in a popular resort community. The winds coupled with the drought making the firefight even more difficult. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the story.
The wildfire crisis out west once again exploding.
We got fire heading our way.
Flames tearing through this cabin as firefighters work night and day to keep the Caldor fire from overtaking South Lake Tahoe. One homeowner spray painting "No insurance policy, please help," hoping to get the attention of firefighters.
He says, I've heard that if you write that sign on your house and you really don't have insurance, and I don't, then the firefighters might be more inclined to help you out.
Near Echo Lodge, flames swarming the surrounding forest.
Every containment line that we've had on that eastern side, it has skipped it. This is a very rapidly driven fire through terrain, and it's the weather that's helping to drive it.
The threat sparking evacuations in nearby Nevada.
We're waiting. I mean, it might be any hour now.
Further north, the Dixie Fire continuing its path of devastation. Smoke and flames seen from a distance racing up the hillside. Aircraft scooping up more water to douse the out-of-control flames. Climate experts warn these fires will only get worse as we sink deeper into global warming.
If we are successful with climate mitigation, we could stop this negative trend around 2060s.
And some good news, firefighters were able to get some containment for the Caldor fire near Lake Tahoe, but still there are red flag warnings in place as that fire continues to burn. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Take a live look outside with live cam, 96 degrees. I still think it's only a matter of time until we hit 100 degrees.
You think?
I know we haven't yet.
Are you going to put money on that?
I think we're going to hit it.
Oh, I think we're not.
Okay.
We got a bet going.
We got a bet going.
I think we're going to get awfully close, if not hit it, as we get into the upcoming weekend.
Yes.
I think our odds are starting to climb
You knew
a
that.
little
He
bit.
knew that in advance.
No. Oh, that's right. He was overhearing us, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Now, the forecast right now is 99, but it wouldn't surprise me, obviously, if we hit 100 then. I do want to point out, Stage 1 watering restrictions started today for SAWS customers, so around San Antonio, Stage 1 watering. Same for New Braunfels, Stage 1 watering restrictions in effect now. Minimal rain chances in the days ahead. There will be a few isolated chances here and there. And yeah, we're making a run at our first 100-degree day this year. Let's take a look at our almanac data from today. So far, preliminarily at the airport, our official climate reporting site in San Antonio, 98 degrees, the high, 4 degrees above average, and the record 102 set back in 1951. You look at the climatology for our first 100-degree day. The average is June 26th, so obviously we're well beyond that. The earliest time we hit 100 was February 21st. That happened in 1996. This is what's interesting for today. The latest first 100-degree day, September 1st, back in 1985. So if we don't hit 100 today, we're going to have to redo all of this and type in the new latest first 100-degree day. But I do want to point out there were 23 years without any 100-degree days on record, and that most recently back in 2007. So looking at the readings now, for the most part, 90s across the Lone Star State. 97 in Abilene, 96 Dallas, Amarillo right now, 94, Marfa at 83 degrees, Del Rio is 102, Pleasanton 100, and Laredo currently 102. Those are the triple digits we have. Only 90 in Victoria. I say only because we have some rain-cooled air in and around Victoria. And look at Houston at 88, a direct result of some areas of rain. But of course, we've got the mugginess. Dew points upper 60s to mid 70s, and that makes it feel like we're in the 100s. So Honda feels like 103. You calculate the heat index for Del Rio, 109. Kennedy, heat index right now, 108. So that humidity definitely impacting us. And even in San Antonio, feels like 104 according to the heat index formula. Now going forward here will be 96, 97 the next couple of days. This weekend, very close, if not hitting 100. I think our best chance of it would be on Sunday. Right now, we're calling for 99. Wouldn't surprise me if that becomes our first 100-degree day. Let's talk about the rain chances here. You look across the state, good to see a little bit of rain in West Texas. Then, of course, New Mexico. Drought-stricken New Mexico and Colorado seeing some showers. Remnants of Ida still spawning severe thunderstorms and even a confirmed tornado in Annapolis, Maryland today. It's always the right side of the remnants of those hurricanes, that right side that gives you that wind shear that gives you some severe weather as well. Tropics, remnants of Kate, not a big deal anymore, just a few thunderstorms there. Tropical storm Larry in the central Atlantic as a Cat 3 likely by Monday. And then we're still watching this area of the Western Caribbean and even into the southern Gulf, Yucatan Peninsula of the potential for some development within the next about week. So clearing sky this evening, temperatures falling through the 80s. By midnight will be 82. Start the day tomorrow at 78 degrees, 97, 98 the high temperature, and the off chance of a rogue shower. 10% chance tomorrow, 20% chance on Friday. Saturday and Sunday looking sunny and hot, pretty close to 100. And then we could have some rain chances as we get into early next week by Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay, now that I've seen the forecast, how much was that bet for?
Too late. A soda, right? We're going to bet a soda.
Okay,
we'll
bet a soda.
All right, so the Cowboys open up the NFL season, right?
They sure do against the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The question is Dak 100% ready to go? Because game time is just over a week from today. And the Saints game has been officially moved out of New Orleans. Coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys have picked up quarterback Will Greer off waivers after cutting both Garrett Gilbert and Ben DiNucci yesterday. Now DiNucci is back on the practice squad. That's after Carolina Panthers decided to release their former third-round draft pick in 2019 yesterday. That now gives the Cowboys three quarterbacks, with Dak Prescott, the obvious starter, Cooper Rush on the 53-man roster. That said, during his weekly radio show in Dallas, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones was asked to give us an update on Dak as he recovers from an injury to his throwing shoulder. The season opener just over a week away.
Very encouraging from my viewpoint. He's moving good. He's really got that zip on the ball. We know that he's been throwing with his key receivers for a few days out there the last few practices. And so, frankly, as far as him being able to execute the throws and move around the way he should against Tampa, I don't have any concern at all about that.
Now, when the Houston Texans announced their cuts, among the surprises was wide receiver Kiki Kuti, who was thought to have a shot at a breakout season this year after battling injuries, and the Texans trading Randall Cobb back to Green Bay. But that is not the case now, at least not in Houston. Deshaun Watson remains on the Texans roster for no other reason trade bait in the future. His successor, Tyrod Taylor, was asked if it's surprising he's still here.
I've said from day one that Deshaun is a part of this team, and we'll continue to handle business accordingly. Like I said, he's a friend of mine. He's a teammate of mine, and we're all in it to put our best foot forward and to do whatever it takes to help the team win. And we'll all do our part to make sure that everyone's on board.
The New Orleans Saints regular season opener against Green Bay Packers will now be played in Jacksonville. That's following Hurricane Ida that hit New Orleans. The team has been relocated to the Dallas area last Saturday to prepare for their regular season opener at AT&T Stadium. But that stadium has a concert booked for September the 12th, unavailable. The Saints played 3 of their regular season games in the Alamodome 16 years ago following Hurricanes Rita and Katrina. But the NFL likes the games to be played now in NFL stadiums due to the new replay rules. The Saints' next 2 games are on the road, and it doesn't appear the Superdome suffered much damage this time around. In fact, they're moving their practices now over to TCU to get ready for the season opener.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
You got it.
We'll be right back.
So tomorrow, back to the triple digits, closer to the Rio Grande, even Cotulla making it to about 102. Timberwood Park 93, Lackland 95, Elmendorf, Lavernia 97 for highs. And rain chances are pretty slim, mostly closer to the Gulf coastline this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, sunny, upper 90s, getting close to 100.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.